When we went and saw The Force Awakens.
You were saying last year.
Oh, do you remember when we were walking?
Yeah.
We're on the sidewalk outside.
So,
Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen The Force Awakens.
Han Solo dies.
But this kid and his
He's
dad are
walking
walking
out.
you know.
Kid's totally having a conversation with his dad. He's like,
So wait, okay, just the premise. You're standing in line to get in.
no,
We're
we're
not
just
staying-
walking.
okay,
Okay. There's no line. At this,
Yeah.
It's been out for a week or so.
I think,
yeah.
at that point.
And
Okay.
so it's Miranda and I and Jake and Kate and we're walking in. This dad and son are walking
Eric was
out.
with us too.
Oh yeah, Eric was with. Oh yeah, that was awesome. The conversations we had afterwards.
They were
Some of the most intense Star Wars
Dude,
conversations.
Eric is
I've ever had.
a big fan, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
big
Eric
deal.
is a huge
Big
fan.
deal. But anyways,
We should have a Star Wars podcast. We could do that.
Jeff, I was afraid to bring it up because I didn't think you were that big of a fan.
No, I know enough about it. I've seen them all. I've read enough.
because I could
that
totally
know
talk
about it.
Star Wars.
Okay, anyway, so finish your story.
So we're walking in, and
we just
this
make this a
kid's
Star Wars
walking out.
podcast?
Yeah,
Star
and
Wars
he's like,
Christmas podcast.
"So the part when Han Solo gets killed," and all of us are like, "What?"
Like,
No,
on,
no,
kid.
no, no. And sure enough, Han Solo totally gets stabbed by his son. It's tragic.
I had gone probably
Jeff's like, I have not seen
a
it yet.
couple months without seeing it until I saw it was available to me for free.
Oh,
That I could watch it in my
Very
house.
nice. Very nice.
how'd you get it for free?
I will tell you offline.
All
Because
right.
it's slightly illegal. Any hoozles.
Wow.
So I watched it, and at that point, I had already heard that Kylo Ren was
Evil.
Han Solo and Leia's
Leia.
kid,
Mhm.
and I was because it was all over the intranet.
Well, that's
as
the
it-
problem. I've got all these Rogue One like spoilers and like theories are out there, and I can't read a single one because it's gonna wreck me.
So you just don't go on Facebook.
No,
Yeah,
that
right.
doesn't
Joe's
happen.
addicted to Facebook. As
It
we
has
talked about
turned
in the past.
into not so much the addiction anymore.
It's a business
turned-
venture.
It is.
I'm on there
like,
for business.
Now I'm using it like I'm constantly looking for stuff to share
Yeah, I
with
think
our
you're
fans.
He just wants
oversharing.
to share.
I just want to share with you all.
So, anyways, yes, I was able
You're
to.
dead to me, Jeff.
I saw that, but I
Dead
did
to
not
me.
know he died. So that was a surprise for me. Although I had kind of
cried.
heard that they were trying to use that as a transition between the old movies to the new
Well, it's
movies,
a
and
parallel
so
between Ben,
there had to be. Oh, I didn't even pull that together.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I didn't even pull that together.
There's so
That's
many
it.
of
Wow.
those.
Okay. Anyways, I knew
Dude.
that they kind of had to end everything to make room for the new stuff.
Totally.
Um,
Oh, that makes even that part I didn't even.
So
really
so they
think
were
of.
like, okay, bring in the old fans, get
So-
Han Solo, and then
right.
kill him off because
Oops.
we need the rest, you know.
Right.
And now it's a new story. But I am excited to see Mark Hamill. I really want to see his role, especially as the whole. Now for me, that would have been my Obi-Wan teaching.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what the girl's name in the movie is.
Ray.
It's
Ray.
Mhm.
I see. I'm that fan where I watch it. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
I get the story, but I don't know enough about.
And
the
two,
characters and
I
all
am
that.
not one of those people who's like, I'm sorry, you didn't know that.
No, that's it
Like,
too. Is
there are some people who are like
It's
way too
elitism
intense.
Have you guys seen
And-
what's the Fanboys movie? Have you seen Fanboys? It's a
No,
movie.
but I've heard about it.
It's a movie where these kids they want to go see the new Star Wars movie, so they're addicted to it, and they
All
like
right.
their plan is to break into LucasArts and somehow watch this movie because one of their friends, it turns out, has some terminal illness that he's gonna die, and they're like, we're gonna let you see that movie before you die. And so this
There've been a
whole
couple
movie-
people who have just like gone and asked, like,
And
"Hey,
it's
I'm gonna
called
die."
Make-A-Wish
Can I?
Foundation.
And so the whole thing is, and then in the end of the movie, he does get to watch the movie. But of course, he doesn't tell any of the other kids about any of the things, obviously, the
Right.
plots or whatever. But anyway, that whole thing is about the snooty Star Wars fans and some of the really the fighting between Star Wars and Star Trek fans. So it's
Oh,
kind
wow,
of
that's-
funny.
that's
And
actually
Seth
kinda funny.
Rogen's in it, and he just plays this Trekkie who's just way over the top. It's just and William Shatner's in it.
Oh, perfect.
So it's
Love
a
William
funny movie
Shatner.
if you have a chance. It's definitely one of those Friday nights
The Shatner,
drinking while you're making dinner movies. So
Bill Shatner.
Bill Shatner.
Yeah, Bill
He-
the Bill Shatner
have you ever
Bill
seen
Shatner.
the stuff he did with Ben Folds?
No,
from Ben's Folds 5.
Ben Folds
that
five.
Ben Folds.
Seen
I'm-
him many times.
I'm not a music guy, so I don't know.
Seen
Yeah,
him many times.
he-
He's very good on
No,
stage.
I
by
love
the way.
that guy.
Well, William Shatner to me is kind of a joke. I don't think he's that.
And that's what was amazing is he does his own poetry, which you're like, okay, exactly. That's
Yeah.
the reaction you
Yeah.
have. And then about a minute into it, you're like, it's actually really good. Because
Really?
Ben Folds is playing behind him.
Hmm.
It's like, and he's got a whole band with him, but it's William Shatner, and he's got the same cadence, but like it works. It's about like sort of, it's like an existential like rumination on like loneliness, but because it's coming from this man who is like, he's William Shatner. He's
Mhm.
Captain Kirk, you
Yeah.
know, like,
Huh.
and like to hear him talk about walking around Washington D.C. being like, what is any of this? You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just very
Sure.
Huh.
yeah.
Speaking of
on
William
YouTube, check it
Shatner
out.
and spinning us back to speaking us.
Okay, stop.
Where were we going back to? 'Cause I
There's
think
a
we
movie
quizzed
on
away from
Netflix
there.
right now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna bring us back to Christmas.
I am.
Oh, okay.
There's a movie on Netflix right now. It's called
Called?
A Christmas Horror Story.
Oh, did I text this to you guys?
No, it wasn't that one. Well, yeah, you did, and I'm like, I'm watching it right now. Remember?
Okay.
Really shitty movie, but
Okay.
check it out. Totally, you won't like it.
It's terrible, folks, but
It's just
Joe's
called
telling
A
you to watch it
Christmas
anyway.
Horror Story.
Again, remember, I am
I'll show you a
entertained
picture of the
very
cover.
easily by all movies because I find some type of entertainment in it, even if the acting's shitty or the writing's bad or whatever.
Yeah,
there's
it's-
some type of entertainment to get out of that movie. Well, anyways, William Shatner plays a radio host in that
Oh,
movie,
okay. I've seen the
and
Right on
thing of
Netflix.
that,
yeah, William Shatner is a radio host, and he has like a perfect part to like keep everything moving. So that's my story.
So check out Bill Shatner in
Yeah,
A Christmas Horror
yeah.
Story.
Check out Bill Shatner. Shatner.
Oh my God! So I just showed
What?
Jake here a photo of the a screenshot of the Netflix for the Christmas Horror Story,
Yeah.
and in my photos for this, guess what? Guess that. I have a picture of the very first Friday Nights with Jeff and Joe photo. That was the very first night we did it. That was when we did it over at that building over there.
Mm-hmm.
That was the night. That's kind of weird.
Jeff,
Yeah.
I
Look
am
how far
amazed
we've
right
come.
now. I to the same
He's got
microphones.
more hair on his face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same
Yes.
microphones.
same
Same
setup.
computer.
That's just funny.
We
It
have
sounds
Jake
the
with
same.
us though.
This
Yep.
is one of those
The-
weird things that I was like, that is really cool.
Synchronistic.
For all of you listening.
Now I'll know, like, I have the date
Thank
on
you for
here,
being
like,
with
it'll
us.
be so cool. Like,
Oh,
when we're super famous and we hate each other because we've all our
Yeah,
egos
'cause
have gone to our
everything
heads
is
and
about money at that point. And,
we just
yeah.
be like, I remember the good old days when we liked each other.
When we
Yeah,
didn't
you'll
just do this
pull
for
up
the
that
money.
picture and then you'll have like a moment, like a.
Now I remember why I hate that guy.
Exactly.
What
This
a
winter
dick.
all
That's the
went
one.
down. Okay.
I think this is Krista's stand that popped out on her because it is.
So, for those of you listening, I hate having to say that all the time for Joe because he just starts talking. He doesn't.
Why?
Doesn't
They
help the
are
listeners
smart people. We have smart people out there.
For those
So-
of you listening,
Joe is complaining.
I have complete
about
faith
the
in all of you
mic
out there.
stand that he is using because
I'm not complaining. I'm
he
simply
believes
making an
it to be-
observation.
what you should do is mark that one
Bro.
somehow so that you know that that one's yours,
Bro,
I've already
This is
figured
not a
out the whole
complaint.
mic situation.
We
so
do
that-
not even
said
have a
this is where you
complaint.
usually sit.
It is.
Yeah.
This is not. We don't even have a
Did you see he
complaint
put his
bucket.
his cup down right
He
away.
did. He
Because I was like,
did.
oh, I'll have Jake sit here. I'll Joe sit there.
He shotgunned the
'Cause-
table, people.
yes.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
he set
I
the,
didn't
he's
do it.
like, this is where
Silently?
Joe sits.
I apologize.
With
I
a
was
simple
unaware.
gesture, he just put his mug down.
I was unaware that was a thing.
It's all right. You left out of the room
No, it
while
was-
we worked hard, diligently trying to get
We
this
were.
all set.
We
Right.
were working really hard, vacuuming the room,
Jeff, I've seen what you
cleaning behind the clock. We were doing a lot of things.
Behind the clock.
It's like behind your ears.
do. Okay, so are we going to talk about Christmas today? Or?
I don't know. We're 50 minutes.
5-0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
This is
See
what
how
happens.
This
It's
is what-
awesome.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like,
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you,
Joe.
just talk. I mean, like,
that's all we do.
yeah.
It's funny. We were always like, "Hey, you should come on the podcast. You should come on the podcast." He's like, "No, I can't do that. What are we going to talk about?" Believe me, we'll find
Dude,
something
you
to talk
don't
about.
even know.
But to be, fair, from the other side, the people listening behind the mic, when they hear you
Yes,
say,
Jake?
like, come, join us, it's all, yeah, Like it is intimidating to
Correct.
know.
And the first time
But-
we ever sat down and did it, it
Oh
was
god,
recorded.
But,
Paranormal
like,
Palaver episode 1, ladies and gentlemen, take it. Do yourself a favor and listen to that and laugh.
Wait, you
At how
should hear
shitty
the
we are.
unpublished Paranormal Palaver.
How would they
episode-
do
it
that?
was the
if it's
pilot episode.
unpublished, dude.
Oh,
I know. I'm just telling people.
I have it on my
it's so
recorder.
So
bad.
maybe you should publish it.
We will eventually
the
after we
deep
get.
cuts, the B sides.
That's one of those things where like it's gonna have to be one of those things where we're so famous that it's funny. Otherwise, it's just sad. how
Yeah, it
bad
is going to be really
is.
sad.
And you should hear Krista because she sounds like a completely different person.
Sounds like it. Oh, hello there.
Yeah, she sounds really bad. I don't know if it's because of the mic or what, but
Do you like
that's
cats?
funny.
no.
Oh darn!
I saw the video or the picture you were
The
showing.
video.
too. It's a cat.
It's
I'm
Jake's
sure it's
cat.
cute and funny. And
Guess what the cat's name is?
Pussy.
How did you know it was cute and funny? How did you know that?
Because
That's
all cats are just so
crazy.
cute and funny.
My
They're
God.
just-
Oh, I wish we were doing a
I-
video
cat-
by
My wife
Jeff's
has
head
cats
just
too.
went like total wobble mode
yeah,
there.
the whole basic.
Your wife
bitch.
has cats.
Just- yeah. I
you
don't
live
have
with
them.
your wife, right?
Yeah, I do, but she has
That's
cats.
so great that you
I-
delineate it like that.
She's like,
My
"You-
wife has cats.
She's like, you adopted them. No, I didn't. I signed no paperwork to own them.
but does some of the
nope. I don't
money
do
that
anything for
goes
them.
toward the
I'm okay
the
with
food
feeding them.
and the, okay, you're not
But I-
cruel and unusual.
You do not clean
While
up.
my wife was pregnant, I had to clean the litter box
Well, you
because
don't.
apparently it's
Pregnant
death.
women can't.
Yes. So I sucked it up to do that enough
Sucked it up.
It's called
for
love.
2 pregnancies.
I could just
After
see him
that,
down
though,
by the
I'm
litter box.
not gonna- although,
Honey, do you think we should have another child? I'm not cleaning out that damn litter box anymore.
if you want, you can hire
I
somebody.
asked if we could have a child, and you're like, I know what you're actually asking me here.
Yes, that's her evil plan is just to have
That's the
somebody else
whole
clean
thing.
the thing.
I
I just
Got
I,
pregnant
um,
just to
So
do
I will say this: I'm not a very big dog fan either, and I'm not
okay,
a big,
I was gonna
big cat
ask
fan.
that one.
Wow.
next.
Although I think dogs
Iguanas?
are cooler. No, lizards are gross,
I feel the same
and
way.
snakes. Anything that doesn't have legs, it just creeps me out.
Or
Okay,
that could choke you or poison you.
yeah, I do.
That kind of is.
So I have a theory, and my wife's full on board of this.
Ready to listen.
This is a generalization, and I know it's going to offend a lot of people, but all men are afraid of snakes, and all women are afraid of spiders.
I don't agree.
hate snakes, and she hates
You
spiders.
like spiders though?
I have no problem with spiders.
I-
I don't have a problem with either.
Snakes, man, they don't have no legs. It creeps me out.
But
Well,
you know
they're
that
also known as
they
Satan.
actually they're not like slithering. They're actually like walking. Like
Have you ever
some
examined
like
a snake?
scientists have actually like
Slowed it down.
slowed it down,
Yep.
and that's what.
They're literally just.
But they don't
inches
have
long.
Their
legs.
scales
I know,
are kind of
they don't.
pulling them
That is
along.
correct.
that it
right?
is that they're like.
I'm
Like,
really glad
yeah,
we're
good.
we're
I
bringing
got
you
that.
in here.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Mm.
No, I think that's just one of
Waddling.
those things where I can't stand snakes.
Well, I'm right there with you. Like,
But anyway, so animals, I have no love or feelings towards dogs or cats. I just don't like having to take care of them. I think they're fun and cool and play around with. I like that the cats I don't have to do anything with. I don't have to take them out.
they're
They
independent.
eat and poop and do all that stuff on their own, and I don't just ignore them. Just ignore him. He does it all the time. Yes, it's really bad. He did it to Joe likes to show weird pictures to you as you're talking to try to throw you off your game.
Some of them move.
And Jake's getting the first experience of that. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, so
yeah,
Jeff, you do the
would you
same
ever
thing.
would you ever
One time.
consider, because you're a big gift giver,
sure.
like your kid just really wants a cat or a dog,
No.
but you wouldn't like. I mean, you're all
It
about
would-
like getting that perfect gift, and
It
if
would-
your kid is there,
it would-
July.
So the problem with
Dad, you
dogs
know
is
what I
that
really want?
it limits your ability to take vacations and go.
I completely get you.
Yeah.
But don't kids do that?
I can give them to my. I can
Just
no.
saying.
That's kind of funny.
I can give.
See,
I,
that's where,
I can
like-
give my kids to my parents. I can't give my dog or my cat to my parents.
Well, then your parents need some check-in.
No, that's not their responsibility to take care of the.
They got new
pets.
hardwood floors, and they don't
Right,
want anything
yeah,
getting
no.
pissed on.
Right.
When we moved out of my first house because we didn't have a second house, it sold so fast we didn't have a place to go. We ended up living with my parents for a while. We had 2 dogs, 2 cats, and so I was like, well, they're not taking either of them. So we found a spot for the cats, The dogs, we just couldn't find a spot, so we had to give them up.
Big dogs?
Medium-sized dogs. They were like 40-pound dogs. So
What
not
were
real
they?
big dogs.
Like retriever, collie.
So it was a lab pointer. Then it was a boxer shepherd.
All right.
Mosby and Tucker.
The old Mosby there.
Mosby named after How I Met Your Mother's Ted Mosby.
Gotcha.
And Tucker, because when we first got him, he was tuckered out in the car.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, he's all tuckered out.
Wow.
Tucker's his name.
That's it.
Although I have to say it's better than my sister's dog's name, which is Dog. D-O-G. I just
D-O-G.
That's the dog's name, Dog. So
that's how they
so the
spell it?
next cat you have,
Or is it D-E-E?
Call it C-A-T.
C-A-T.
I don't know what they. I don't know how they spell it
C-A-T.
out.
You know, there was a kid named Absida.
Absida.
A-B-C-D-E. Seriously, though, I
That's-
guess that legally
That's
this person
terrible.
was named Absida.
Sure, that is. I've heard some weird ones. I've never heard of
Absida.
Absida.
I am amazed.
I was trying to bring
Doesn't
it back
take
to
much, ladies and
Christmas
gentlemen.
with the gift giving thing there.
You tried.
And,
You tried
know,
so
I
hard.
tried
I really appreciate you trying.
because
Joe's
Christmas
just being unfriendly.
comes but
What?
once a year.
I feel like I'm having a conversation.
This is actually a funny picture.
So the image he's got on there is.
I'll put it on the Facebook page. It's D. Trump.
Pre.
It's D. Trump with a whole bunch of Putins sitting around. A whole bunch of Vladimir Putins, and they're standing around the pole from the Christmas Story. And Trump has his tongue stuck to the pole.
Oh.
It's a lot of
I see it
photoshopping
now.
going on there, but don't worry, I'll post it. Not that any of you are worried.
All right, Jake.
My
Let's talk
question
about
is
your Christmas.
how he got into that costume.
That's a rich question. Glad you asked.
And did they ever get his tongue off the pole?
Well, they did eventually, remember?
I
the
meant
movie they did.
those people.
Oh, probably not. It's Putin.
You were
He didn't
asking
give
me,
a-
Jeff.
Yes,
you
let's
were,
go to your Christmas stories. Because Joe and I have talked about our Christmas stories
A bunch at
ad
length.
nauseum.
Yeah.
What's the term?
At length.
ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum. Thank you.
Wow.
I'm glad you're here.
Wow.
Joe, you could start contributing a little bit more.
I'm having a great time.
Christmas stories.
Yeah, just anything. Any sort of-
Just Jake, just
What do
a
you like
story.
about Christmas? What do you look
And
forward
go.
to? Because I'm kind of an anti-Christmas.
Really?
Joe's kind of a super Christmas guy.
He is a dick.
I come from the same family, so
Sure.
we do my. I think this was last year. My dad posted on Facebook a video, and it was about 15 seconds long, and it's just the camera going through their darkened living room, but all the Christmas lights are on, and like you watch it, and you're like, oh my god, that's really nice. But all I could think about when I was watching it was my dad walking through the dark. With his phone in front of him. Like, it was just like, that actually warms my heart more than like
yeah.
that stuff. Because, I mean, that stuff does warm my heart, but it was just like,
the fact that
he
he,
did
Dad,
that.
he
like,
was having a moment.
was enjoying it so much that he was like,
I need to share
I
this.
need to
Mhm.
put this out in
So
the
I stopped
world.
in at Mom and Dad's house 2 nights ago.
Gosh, I hope so.
Yep. Because it was so it's really cool. My
It's-
mom's birthday is on what day?
Joe,
I
the
really hope you know
19th,
this.
The 19th, and my dad's birthday is on the 20th.
So you remember it because
They're
she's
right.
3 years younger than him, but she was born a day earlier than
So I stopped out there.
Clever, right?
I
I have a way
stopped
to
out
remember my
there.
parents' ages too, birth dates. So my sister I was born in 83. My sister in 85. You turn 85 around to be 58. That's the year my mom was born, and I was born 2 years older than my sister. And
That's
my
way too.
dad's
I've already lost.
2 years, so he was born
38.
in 56.
I was already
Oh,
thinking
so-
about puppies
yeah,
and
not-
stuff.
No, 30. Yeah,
1938.
that'll be super.
Well, I don't know.
No, that makes
Even
sense.
so-
But yeah, it's
No, I
just
got
2
you.
years before.
Yeah.
So that's how I remember. So anyway, good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
stopped
you
in
went.
there.
Yeah.
younger.
Okay.
I stopped in there just say happy birthday to both of them and stuff. Turns out mom was at a basketball game. She was recording
Wait.
stats for a basketball game.
Was it at Manitowoc Lutheran?
Yeah.
So you got there after I was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went there
Okay.
at the same
Well,
night.
because then I walk in the kitchen. Everything's out except for the Christmas lights, which their house is awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Like
pretty
you walk
darn
in and you're
great.
like, okay, I'm 5 again.
So it's a fire hazard waiting to happen.
Okay, safety guy, shut up.
I make my wife turn all the lights off when we leave the house.
Well, of
I mean,
course, but he was there.
Audience
Oh, then he's there, then
that's
fire
But anyways,
extinguisher that's on the floor here.
But anyway,
I don't
so
know who that was.
he
It's the
comes. My dad
safety
comes
monster.
out of the bathroom. I'm like, "Hey, happy birthday!" He's like, "What are you doing here?" classic dad. And I was like, "Well, I'm here to wish you a happy birthday. Where's mom?" She's in Manitowoc. I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing?" "About to go to bed." I was like,
You were
"Okay, well,
interrupting
happy
me.
birthday." And he goes, "Thanks. I'll see you Saturday." That was the extent of the conversation. It was awesome.
Dad.
Yeah.
You told him happy birthday though, right?
Oh yeah, like
Okay.
2 times. Yeah. So, and then I wrote my mom a note. I was like, "Hey, stopped in. You weren't here. Happy birthday. Love you. Bye."
That's good.
Sure, she appreciated.
I hope so.
She made 2 chocolate cakes.
I
that
saw
she brought
one sitting on
into
the.
Badger,
Are you serious right now?
and I actually didn't have any at work. I work in the same place as my mom.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
We make tags and labels. My mom sells them, and I work where we make them inside the factory.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and then so I'm there at home, because I gave Dad a bottle of Southern Comfort, and then as I'm kind of wrapping up, getting ready to leave, he's like, "Oh, do you want cake? I've got this one, and your mom made another one," which means she made 5, 6 cakes. I don't know.
No one's at home anymore. What else does she do?
Bake. I mean,
Yeah.
But so I took a third of that chocolate cake.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's still
He didn't
half
even
of
offer
that
me
third.
any cake.
It's because at that point I took it already.
So if you want any cake, you need to go to
Go
Jake's house.
to Jeff and
That's where the,
Rita's.
that's where the
Right.
notes there.
They'll feed you.
Yeah.
They'll give you
So
buttered
sorry,
noodles.
we interrupted there, or I interrupted.
I just again I feel really I'm just putting shooting myself in the foot by this is the one thing, not the one thing, but it's sticking out in my head, so I need to relay this.
Yeah, we should probably take
story.
that out of your head.
Take what out?
Whatever's
Me
sticking out
stumbling
of it.
around. Well, so I remember
Kind of awkward. It's
we
like the
would
elephant in the
always-
room.
go to midnight mass on the 24th,
Gotcha.
Christmas Eve,
Mhm.
because we live in the shadow of the church there in Decatur.
Huge church.
Unincorporated little township.
I've been to Decatur.
Dude.
You have?
No, wait, no. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
When were you in Decatur?
I was one of those things where I was driving through. I'm like, oh, this is Decatur.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
Just
you're
one of
gone.
I don't know.
Like,
Since you
that's-
talked
it's
about it,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Cemetery,
recently.
bar, and a church.
Well, I think it was after after the first podcast, I went down to West Bend to go get that beer.
Okay.
And I was driving up randomly because I do adventures.
Randomly.
So what? My wife hates it, but anytime I go somewhere, I'm like, we're taking the random way home, and so I just started driving. And then wherever we end up was where we end
Decatur
up.
is kind of off the path.
Let me.
then.
I'm gonna double
Wow.
check. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Yeah, keep
So-
going.
Well,
Sorry.
so
Midnight mass.
Yeah, so midnight mass. So the way that the day usually went was you lounge around all day, watch whatever, load up on crap food probably.
Yep.
Around 5 or 6, Mom makes a huge meal, usually steak and shrimp, really good.
It's going to be
stuff.
happening again this year.
I know, I'm missing it. Just the dinner stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll be back. And
Don't worry, I have it all. I was
No,
actually
I'm
just
sure.
literally just responding to that thread.
oh, well, that's good.
Carry on.
2 days away, and because it's the 22nd, and yeah, so you eat, open gifts, and then go take a nap. When did we take the nap first?
No, we take the
used
nap.
to take the nap first.
Yeah. Because
And
here's how
in
it
that amount
worked.
of time, Santa came.
The man came.
We didn't have a chimney, but Santa came.
Yeah.
Um,
All
While
over our
you were
Christmas tree.
napping.
while we were napping for about 2 to 3 hours.
On Christmas
So
Eve.
but that was the thing was
That's cool.
It was
and
awesome.
also
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And
try
you know
to
he's
think
coming,
of
and yet you gotta sleep.
you try to
Yeah.
sleep. That's the thing. is
Eventually,
you,
you
never could.
do end up falling asleep.
Well, yeah, because you've had a lot to eat and
Yeah.
drink, and you're a little
Right.
kid, and you're excited. And
Right.
you're- Yeah.
But once you're into that sort of tween age where,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of a teenager, kind of not, whatever. But you're kind of okay, guys, I get, I know,
I know it's.
I know, the man behind the curtain. I get it. Maybe your parents even ask you to assist. I never was asked, but Joe was.
Yeah, I definitely.
Well, I've
And-
never had to help. That ruins it. That would totally ruin it.
It totally
for me.
would. But
I'm
so
glad I didn't have to.
Well, you are doing it now, so how is that not?
I know, but I'm the parent. That's
Yeah,
my
well,
role and responsibility.
I felt like it was a big deal.
I'm the kid. Okay, keep lying to me. Okay?
I
Keep
am
lying to me.
carrying on. Remember how I was told?
I know we've
Yeah.
heard this.
Okay.
so getting to where I like shoot myself in the foot. So we are trying to sleep. My dad had redone the attic.
And
so
this, how old were you? Do you remember?
I
or
would
is this
say
a general
it's
story?
got to be somewhere between 11 and 13 would be my guess.
Okay,
12.
so middle schoolish.
But I could be 11 or 13.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
Or 12.
4 of them, all of them,
And so
happened for 3 years straight.
I'm in, the room underneath your room.
Yep.
Like Joe has the larger of the 2 rooms in the attic. And I can't sleep, obviously. So I decide to sneak up into the attic. Because, of course,
Trying to remember this.
Joe's just on the futon watching TV because he's got a TV in his room because he's somehow procured it, probably in an
We were not allowed to
underground
have TV.
gambling
Nefarious.
ring of
Yes.
between the sheets. But so he's watching either that or he's playing Medal of Honor on the PlayStation that he got from said gambling ring.
Nefarious
Um,
activities.
Awesome.
But so I sneak in. I crawl on the floor. I get I'm under the futon and all of this. And I'm just sitting there. And again, you think about this, you're what are you even doing? Whatever.
It's going. I'm a little nervous to find out how
But
this
then
story ends.
I'm down there.
Joe, what are you doing to yourself?
So you think it would go there. But instead Joe just goes, Jake? And I'm
Okay.
Do you
All right.
remember this, Joe?
And I'm
I'm having vague remembrance.
Okay, all right.
And I'm
remembrances
yeah. On my belly, under the futon. I'm how did you know I was in here? Because your breath smells. That's where
a
I shoot
great
myself
older brother comeback.
in the.
It's a great older brother comeback.
But that he could smell it, I was under the futon, But I growing up though, I had that condition, suprachiroplastic, whatever.
Yeah, it was something with the-
sticky gums. Basically where however
salivate
yeah,
properly or
the
something.
amount of salivation that
I'm really
I
glad we're
produce,
covering this.
For whatever reason, it turns it into.
I actually have an
drier of
overactive saliva gland.
so you wouldn't know at all what my life is like.
Different.
But so that, for some reason, is the Christmas story. It was popping into my head on the drive here.
Yeah.
I was I'm gonna tell that. I don't
That's a
know
cool
why.
story, though. I do like how you guys have the. I love tradition,
great tradition.
of Christmas.
Yeah.
Our family, you go to church, you go to Pizza Hut, and then when you come home, there's presents there. Santa came early, or he
sounds-
didn't. Sometimes he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All depends on if my aunt and uncle were free to give us with the presents out. Because we went with my parents.
Of course.
So
That's
in your head, you're
a
just
magical thing.
yeah, because
that
you're my
happens.
parents can't be because
They
They're
couldn't
with us.
be.
who else would be in our house?
Our
you know?
grandma
with it.
did the same thing for us.
Yeah.
And so I think it's cool that you have the tradition of taking the nap,
Yeah.
and then you wake up, you're like, oh my god, he can't. Oh, I didn't hear him. Oh, I
Yeah.
really fell asleep. No,
Yep.
I missed him this
Mhm.
year again. You know?
Yep.
Mhm.
The whole thing.
Santa was awesome though. He was a baller.
Yeah.
He still is a baller. Who are we kidding? But I mean, just that whole idea. It
I
was
never
just-
saw Santa kissing, Mom.
Yeah.
I never
That's a
saw
good point.
that.
Yeah, me neither. Ever our whole entire existence.
Maybe that's why Mike Jackson had such a hard time in life. Because he sings that song about.
He saw mommy kissing.
Well, I was
Santa
actually
Claus.
okay, Mike Jackson. Yeah, I was thinking Michael Jordan. I'm like, because you said baller, and I'm like, how does Michael Jordan? Have
one
to
of the
do with
Michaels. It's one of the Mikes.
Mike Jackson.
Christmas?
Mike Jordan is a whole different story.
Yeah, well, he's a baller, so I just automatically.
Shot
He-
caller. 20-inch
Tar Heel.
blades on the Impala.
Yeah.
Of all the things you
Get
say,
laid
North,
tonight.
North Carolina Tar Heel, of all the things he's done.
Space Jam. All right.
Do you know they're redoing that movie?
No way.
Yeah, I think it's with LeBron.
No, shut up.
I don't
I'm pretty sure, almost positive.
know. Mike
Anyways,
Jordan did a
back to
pretty
Christmas.
great job.
I am
I'm gonna ruin it
amazed
with
right now.
Space Jam talk.
Wow.
So, okay, Jake, let's go rapid
Yeah,
fire
that's what
questions
we're doing.
here.
Yeah.
Favorite?
yeah, I want to
Christmas
keep this going.
presents?
I want to.
Favorite Christmas present?
Present.
Like, what's the one that sticks out for you?
I really remember getting those lockers, those plastic Packer lockers. We
Yep.
got
I think
all
yours is
four
still
of
in
us
the garage.
kids. We got a good like 5
For those of you listening,
foot, like
Jake says
tall
hand up. Okay.
locker. Like it had shelves in it, and you could put hooks in. Like
Okay.
that's what popped into my
Like
head.
like
I
a
remember
school.
opening those up at Grandma and Grandpa Horsemeyer's.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a big
remember,
deal.
Like they're giant boxes, and all 4 of us got them. And you
Yep.
had like, you all got decals, so you could put your name on it and whatever
Wow.
your number was.
Yeah.
And,
That's kind of cool.
yeah.
So what was your number then?
I think I was the
82.
number. Probably, yeah. I was obsessed with
I think
Don
it
Beebe.
God, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had a Don Beebe jersey.
So Joe, what number would you have been? A 0. Because you're a 0.
he was waiting for that the whole show.
It was like a
Yeah,
setup
he
for
couldn't wait
myself.
to do
Alley-oop
that.
myself. you know.
Jesus Christ.
Cheese and
86.
rice, I prefer.
86.
86? Because you were a Freeman fan?
No, it's because Zero is born. That was my number.
All right, that
all
was
through.
a dumb
86th
It was
that.
really. I mean, 87 would have been the number
Brooks.
because I love Robert Brooks, but
As
86
we've
was, I had to
mentioned
be my
before,
own.
was
Had to be my
Knicks.
I was a big Chimera fan. Had
Oh,
the jersey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, big white boy because I couldn't really relate to
dad.
skinny, fast black guy.
my
It
dad
didn't really.
had a Chimera jersey.
Yeah, I
and
know.
after all that stuff
Yeah.
happened, he took a seam ripper,
Yeah.
and he took out because the whole
Oh,
thing
yeah.
was embroidered.
Yep,
on.
yep. Oh, so yeah, really
Took
nice.
it all out.
See,
so
now-
he could still wear the jersey.
See, now he'd be okay because I
He
think
would be.
Chimera. It's kind of past it now. People think
yeah,
it's funny
a good
more
20
or less.
years ago.
I have it still. It's in my parents' basement.
Sure. I
Although it
wonder if
won't
he
fit
still
me.
has the
Yeah.
the name.
That'd be really
He
cool.
probably threw it away.
fabric.
Burned it. For a while there was a Gilbert Brown. My dad went and got a Gilbert Brown
Oh,
jersey,
dude, the Gravedigger.
and then he had actually got it signed by Gilbert Brown.
So I was in
Gilbert
5th
Brown.
grade,
Too
and I used to play on the line, on the defensive line, because I was small enough and quick enough. The ball would snap, and I'd already be across the line. Like
Okay.
against these bigger
so you cheated.
kids.
You just
Called encroachment.
offsides.
No, because that would have got flagged.
Oh, well.
It's just called speed. I was
Try
a
it
flash,
sometime.
bud. Anyways,
Never
I
had it,
remember
never will.
distinctly. I sacked the quarterback, and I just stood up right in front of the crowd and just did the whole Gravedigger.
5th grader.
5th grade.
Fifth grade skinny white
Oh,
boy.
yeah, done in the ground.
That's
at
awesome.
That.
That's well played. well
I
played.
love football. I'm having a moment.
I loved playing it. Like, and I do enjoy watching it. I have that with sports though. Like, I much rather, like, I enjoyed experiencing it rather than like, let's take in all these stats and continually.
Yeah, I only, even with the Packers, like I don't really pay attention to the stats and stuff. I'm religious about, and we all know this. We've had plenty of Packer conversations on this podcast, but like, I can't get enough. I just love the idea of team and overcoming, obstacles, and football just for me sums it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is awesome. I've recently been thinking like, I should really start playing basketball. I'm not good at basketball. I'm terrible at basketball. I can't make a shot to save my life. I can make free throws because my dad made. He's like, this is a free shot. You don't understand. This
Make
is my dad coached us,
Oh,
so like
yeah.
it was a thing, And he was like, you will learn how to shoot free throws.
Mhm.
So I would practice free throws, but I was good at defense. I could play some D.
All about the D.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so recently I've been like, I should probably do like a pickup game or something.
Pick it up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Now you sound like your dad.
Yeah. Okay, all right, I'll pick it up.
Stop yelling
So
at me.
what's some other rapid fire questions you got for Jake?
So we have the favorite. Do you have a favorite ornament? Do you have like? Are you like?
I really loved my Batman ornament.
Zeep? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like all
favorite
ornaments.
Christmas candy, or dessert treat.
We all 4 of us kids, my mom like let us pick different cookie recipes, and then we all got to like she would make it with each of us like
Yep.
an afternoon throughout December, whatever. And I always made these candy cane cookies. They didn't taste like candy canes. They were like shortbread,
Okay.
but just like giant red and white dough.
And you'd like
So,
wrap
like,
them together
yeah.
and
Yeah. Okay.
And it just always would end up with 4 giant bags
bags,
of.
and no one would eat.
no
them.
one would eat them.
except for the chocolate chip cookies. Those were
God,
always
those were-
gone.
Those and the double chocolate.
Those are some bomb ass chocolate
So-
chip cookies.
I did enjoy the taste, but like
No.
that was
the more
Christmas
it was
cookie
more
that
about the
pops into my head.
experience.
you
Okay.
know? Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So what do you now? Are you Christmas morning, then you open the presents, or Christmas Eve? You said, right?
That's Christmas Eve.
That's the way.
Is that what about now?
Now it's just whenever the Christmas gathering is, because I mean, I feel like we all have this where we go to like 5 or 6,
Sure. Oh,
probably
okay.
that even, or like 2 or 3 that have to do with a family. So I think we are just before, like my wife and I are just before this moment of beginning our own Christmas
Yeah.
tradition.
So for those of you listening, Jake has just got married
Yes.
within the last how many weeks?
Like,
2 months.
well, I'd be like 8 weeks.
8 weeks
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
This is your
We're almost
first-
on 2 months. Yeah.
So this is the downhill slope. Now you're on the 50 apex. Now you're just sliding down.
The whole, you know,
It goes so much
it's
faster than the way up.
just-
That's for sure.
It's amazing. I'm not just saying that.
Let's talk in a couple months.
No,
or
I'm
years
sure that, you know, everyone has these things.
Jeff
to
has
say.
been waiting to tell you this. Like, no,
I'm
what
not
did you
gonna
do that?
Just
Why did you
wait.
do it? Yeah.
Which is,
Anyways.
yeah. Marriage is a beautiful thing. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Kate, you're
Anyways.
doing great. I just want you to know that. I'm
She-
sure Jeff
she knows
doesn't
how I
tell
feel
you.
the same thing.
He probably
I
doesn't
say it
tell
to
you.
her face.
No, yeah, he probably says other things to your face.
Hey, that's okay.
All right. So what else? Christmas stuff. So is there a story that? Oh, you already told the story about Joe with your. With the, I was like favorite Joe Christmas
The
story.
breath. I'm
Is-
trying to think if
Is
there
there
are
any other
other
like embarrassing
good
things you'd
ones.
like to share about Joe, Christmas or otherwise?
I mean, Christmas tree shopping was always awesome. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like the 3 of us, I mean, all 4 of us actually would end up like tackling each other, smashing each other's faces in the snow.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Like
Pissing our dad.
without fail, somebody would be really angry by the time we got home.
sure.
Usually it was Nick for some weird reason.
And
but
now
I'm
Nick,
sure it
Nick
was
is
me at
older,
times,
middle,
too.
he's
Nick's
he's
between
between
Okay.
us. Yeah.
us.
the middle,
and
and your sister's the youngest, then, right?
correct. By about 2 years from me. So
Gotcha.
my parents are pretty regular.
Yeah, pumping them out.
They knew how to make it work.
Just like that, you know.
That's all you do. Throw it in there.
Bouncing babies.
They just throw them out of windows. You just catch them. You just, I got one. All right, that's good.
Bring her back around.
Every
Yeah.
2 years, just show back up to the same
That's it.
burning hospital. And you
Bring her
got
back
one.
around.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
wish I
any-
could
any
think of
sort of
more
excited about this year. What are you excited about this year, or has happened, will happen?
Paid time off.
And
The
you've
dream.
made it.
Excited
You've
about
made
that.
it.
Hey, when you know, lived
So
for a while without
so we are
paid time
we are
off.
posting or we're on Thursday. So Joe and I have off tomorrow, the Friday
And
before
Monday.
Christmas, and Monday. Is that the same for you?
Guys, we're on the same club here.
All right. Well,
Nice.
good. And then do you get the Friday before New Year's off as well?
No, but I do get the Monday following.
Oh, so you get the Monday.
Yes.
Okay, so you
We've had that,
which is nice because
conversation.
we get 2 4-day weeks. I'll take that.
Three
you know.
4 weeks. Throw three 4-day weeks. This
Yeah,
week,
you're right.
This
So
week, next
3.
and that one. Yep.
That's true.
So we get a 4, 3, and a 5. You get the 4 for 4.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe's confused.
For real?
It'll sink
We
in
get
a
a
little
three-year?
bit. Yeah, next week's a 3-year. I think we get
Because
Friday
you get
off.
Friday off,
No,
I believe we
get
get
that. Why
right.
would
We
you-
get Friday off, right?
but you don't get the second off.
We don't get the Monday off.
Okay.
No.
I'm
Although,
gonna have to look into that.
yeah,
But to be honest, like
because then it only screws with 1 week of production.
We should make it
4 4 4.
Yeah.
because for the last
It's like, why come in for only 3 days?
Get over it, Joe.
I don't know, like
I'm the scheduler. Why don't I know this?
you are the scheduler.
Kind of what I was thinking too, but I didn't want to say
Shoot.
anything.
From
I deal with days.
I
not
guess-
weeks. I'm a daily guy.